العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم.
الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. أعوذ بالله. We thank Almighty Allah who has made it possible this very moment we are sitting here to admonish ourselves, to rehearse the Quran together, so on and so forth. We are known something about Quran, about Hadith. So, whatever we are saying today is not strange, but it's just a reminder to remind you of what you had known before. Perhaps you have forgotten. Now, saying it will remind you. We had said in the glorious Quran, based on what Almighty Allah made us to understand, that anyone who needs an example of how to live a life should emulate Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. That alone will enable you to live in this world and in the hereafter. So, in another portion of the Quran, Almighty Allah made Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam that Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam is a perfect example for every ummah, every of your ummah, not only your ummah before your ummah, and there is no ummah after your ummah. Therefore, all the ummahs, Prophet Abraham alayhi salatu wasalam, is it a perfect example for them of how to live. He had a lot of challenges, so he was patient. Patient is the key factor of life. So, if you want to have a life that you will be rejoicing in the hereafter, therefore you need to emulate Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and wa Nabiyuna Muhammadu sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Today we are going to be discussing from chapter 2, that is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse ayah 1 to 4, where Almighty Allah made it so clear that whatever we are doing now in this world, contemporary world, it has been started from Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, that he is the father of all ummahs. Ishaq, he is the father of Ishaq. Ismail, he is the father of Ismail. Ismail gave birth to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, while Ishaq, other prophet Isa, Musa alayhi salatu alayhima wa kaza, all of them, he is the one that gave birth to them. That is why normally it is what a nickname given to him is, he is the father of all nations. But today, he didn't just have that position. He was the Khalilullah. He was a friend of Almighty Allah. Till the end of this world, he remains a friend of Almighty Allah. He never really attained that position because he was an arrogant person. No, he never did that. He had that position because he was obedient to Almighty Allah. He turned to Almighty Allah and he was patient. You would have heard how his father, how his people, what they did to him. But let us take it one after the other. And inshallah, we shall understand better. It may be interesting to you that even this duha, where people sacrifice ram, it was as a result of effort or trial from Almighty Allah. People go to Mecca today, tomorrow, it's as a result of effort or test. He was tested and inshallah he passed before he was chosen as a friend of Almighty Allah. Today we'll talk in terms of Safa or Marwa. We'll talk in terms of Tawaf. We'll talk in terms of Jimar, Rahman, Jimar, or Ifad. All those things, it was where all came from Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Almighty Allah told us in the glorious Quran, he said, وَإِذْ بِتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ قَالَ إِنِّي جَاعِلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا قَالَ وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي قَالَ لَا يَنَالُ عَهْدِي الظَّالِمِينَ. Alhamdulillah. Almighty Allah said, do not forget that was Kuru, remember, Ibtala Ibrahima Rabbuhu Bikalimatim. Remember Abraham, which is Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was tested by words. Words, that is Bikalimati, not Kalimati. Kalimati is one word. Kalimatani, two words. Salasa Kalimati, right from three word up. Bikalimati, many words were used to try him. What are they? When Alul Harifina, those who have knowledge, those who know, those who, the Mu'alims, they were equally given a different interpretation at a particular point in time. And those knowledge we all got it from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. They never said anything of their own. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam never said anything of his own. It was what is being suffered being Allah wa being Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. It Gabriel, which is Jibril, was the one moving. He takes message from Almighty Allah to Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad, he takes back. They were moving. He said, Almighty Allah, remember, we tested. He tested Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And when he passed, he promised him something. That is what we are today. A lot of scholars said that some of those things that he was tested before are on his body. Some are on the outward of the body and inward of the body. That is how he was tested. And there are about 10 words or 10 characteristics that he was tested with. Today, Anabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was the first man who had grown beard. He grown beard. He was told to allow the beard to grow. He should not shave his beard. And it is sunnah today. Whoever keeps beard, he has reward. That is one moment. That person is a believer, not a disbeliever. Not a person like that, but a person that has faith. And he keeps beard. Almighty Allah, he will reward him. And that is one of what he was tested with. And he was told from the test that his mustache should be reduced. He did exactly that. He was told again that under his armpit, he should remove the hair from there. He should remove the hair. Then under his private part, he should remove the hair. Because Almighty Allah wants everyone to remain what? Neat, clean. So do not be looking unkempt. That is why he gave conditions like this. So that to beautify yourself, you need to clean yourself. You need to look good. You must be clean. It is not a bad when you clean your armpit. It is not a bad when you clean your private parts. It is recommended. It was one of the tests. All those are the tests he was tested. The fingernails, they have to be what? To be cut. You have to reduce them. All those ones are part of what he was tested with. He equally said, you must inhale water to clean your nose. He was tested with that. He was equally tested when you go to urinate, or when you go to what? Go to toilet, you must as well clean yourself. He was enjoined to do that. He did that. When he did that, and he was equally asked or been tested to use water to wash his mouth. That is what is happening today. He was equally asked to use shoe stick to every prayer to wash his mouth. He did that. He was tested, and when he was tested, he never failed. He never. And Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was the first one, the first creature of Almighty Allah who had a gray hair. And when he saw the gray hair, he asked the question, what's this? He said, this is respect. I want you to double my respect. The gray hair began to grow very many. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam did that. He was the first one to be circumcised. No one knows how circumcision was. He was the first person to have been circumcised. So, he was the first person, if you do not know, to have received what? A visitor. He was the first person to have received visitor. So, all those things you are looking, he was tested and he passed. Other scholars equally said that when Almighty Allah said, what وَإِذْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ, that a lot of things happened. What kind of things? He had challenge with his father. He was being subjected to serve the idols, although he never served them. To an extent, he was being asked to go and be selling idols to people. But he will never say no to the father. Or what he would do, he would carry it on his head. A time he will be dragging it on on the ground, calling them that come and buy what will kill your heads. This is what is going to lead you to astray. Can you imagine? You said this is your God. Your God I am drawing on the ground. He doesn't talk. Na'uzu billahi. He said we protect ourselves against such mannerism or manner of thinking. We don't need that. He was tested. He was tested on that. His father was Tariq. Tariq. In Arab we call it Tariq. While in Halal Kitabiyin, the Jews and the Christians, they call him Tariq. That is the father's name. Wala Kubuhu, his guy name was Azaru, because he was a dedicated or a devoted servant of the idols. And resulting from that, he was given a guy name of Azaru, because he takes over them, he cleans them, he plays with them. He had that challenge. He had that challenge, so on and so forth. So, because of that reason, he was tested. He was tested to an extent. Because of that, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam had never lied. But he had 3 places where he gave an excuse. And that type of excuse was his name if it's that. He did that because of Almighty Allah. He was able to give these excuses on 3 instances. One is where he said, Inni Sakimu. When he was asked, let's go to felicitation, that is, let's go to our festival, a day of festival. What did he say? He said, Inni Sakimu, that I am not strong, I am sick. In other words, I may not, or I would not be able to go with you people to where you are going to assemble, praise your idols. He made another that situation. After they had gone, he went to destroy the idols. He had an axe with him, and he used the axe to hand the axe on the big one. That is the biggest of the idols. He kept it on them. When he did so, when they now returned, what happened? They find out that all the idols were all destroyed except the big one. What he did for him to make caricature of them, he went to hand the axe on the big one. He said, who did this to this? Some people said they had one boy, you call him Lahu Ibrahim. His name is Ibrahim. He was the one that pointing, saying that he's going to destroy this idol. Would you people not live here? Would you people not go to your Eid? I am going to destroy. He said, go and invite him. He was invited. He said, why would you ask me? Look at the big one. Bali fa'aluhu kabiruhu fas'aluhu in kuntum yatikun. Ask him, it is the bigger one or the biggest one that did that. Ask him if he can utter the word. Ask him that question. That was the second lie he had. That Bal fa'aluhu kabiruhu. He did this to them, this bigger one. He was the one that did it. Ask him that question if he can answer. He said, but you know that they cannot answer. That is one excuse. He said, what you are going to do, let us make fire and put him in fire. so that he will be burned, that will use them to support these idols. And Almighty Allah said, it was Ibutalahu Ubutelia Ibrahim Binar. He was tested with fire, and inshallah he escaped from that fire. That is where he had another excuse, which he said, that is second lie. He would have said, ordinarily he wouldn't have said so. Almighty Allah saved him from death. It is not as we have said it. It is a very long discussion. To an extent, everybody in the town, they want to make a kind of oven, a big oven, where they make oven like where they make bread, big oven like that. Everyone was gathering firewood. They all gathered firewood. What are they going to do? They were celebrating that we are going to burn this boy down. That this boy has been a thorn on our flesh. Today we are going to eliminate him. Wamakaru, law, khairu makirina. They were planning. Almighty Allah was planning. And Almighty Allah is the best planner. Amura, inamuburemo. They are designing. We are the best designer. When you plan, we are the best planner. As they were planning, Almighty Allah was equally telling angel, don't worry. It's not Ibrahim, it's a Michael. Nothing will affect him. Nothing will what? Inflict him. They all did that. It was a man called, a man from village in France, from Accord. That man has a crane. It was this man that brought a crane, having made the fire, put the fire, to use him to put it on the fire. And that man, because of that heart he did, as I'm talking to you now, Kosifa Lahu, the head was used to swallow him. Yet today that man is entering the ground. He has not even gotten to the final depth of the head. He's still going. Exactly what happened to Korun, that is exactly what happened to him. Because it was said, Israel was like Korun ila Korun the Arab Sabia. The day Korun will get to the last depth of the head, no fear of Yisuri. That is the day that they will blow the trumpet. Once the trumpet is blown, the entire world is gone, will be assembled for judgment. That is the kind of similitude, that is an example of Korun. That is what is happening to that man today. As it is now, that man is beneath the head, going down, and no one knows when he will get there. Because when that situation was tough, to an extent, Angel Gabriel was hovering around Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He asked him, how do I help you? He said, you cannot help me. If you think you are the one, the only help I need now is the help of Almighty Allah. No one else can help me. No one can do that. Exactly, Almighty Allah, even the angel in charge of water, he reigns, all of them were being sent, that if anything happens to my friend Khalil Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, I am going to dethrone you people from every of your position. Even everything on the heart, they were quenching, offering that water. But walk echo alone said that Ibrahim will burn. He put more fire. He was blowing it. That is why in Islam it is recommended by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, whoever kills walk echo and killed its number, no detachment from his body, that person is going to go to paradise. You know why? Because he wanted to perish our father. Who is this our father? Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He was the one. When he was there, it was tough. he called Almighty Allah, and he was tied. He said, Innaka fi samai wahidu, wa anna fil haradu wahidu, ahabaduka. You alone are in the heaven. You alone, I alone is in the heart. Ahabaduka, I am worshiping you. Do not let anything touch me. Almighty Allah said, a message was given to the fire. They say, be buried. Wassalamu ala Ibrahim. Be very like ice water that is not even affecting, does not even make it to have cold. And let Ibrahim, let me have peace in the fire. That is exactly what happened. He was tested and he did not fail. He passed. Almighty Allah removed him. But Almighty Allah told Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, told Malaka Jibreel, he said, my old son is going to reward you. He's going to ask you similar question you are asking me today. And exactly, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, when in the day of Miraj, when they went to heaven, what did he say? He told him, when they get to the Idal Mudurated Sidar Muntaha, he was in a place. He said, we don't pass here. This is where we stop. You can go there. He said, do you have anything you need from Almighty Allah? That was the same thing he asked his father. But today his son has equally asked him that same question. May Almighty Allah guide us. We will discuss because we won't know why today people kill, people go to Mecca. People are right away in the Mecca. They must know why they should be in the Mecca. They must know why. So that when they get to Maqam Ibrahim, they should do Labeka la Sharika laka labek. They should do prayers. Pray for Abraham. Pray for all of us that we have not gone to Mecca, so on and so forth. May Almighty Allah guide us. May Almighty Allah write our names on the people that will go to Mecca. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Sallu ala nabiyyil karim. Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam.
فجرا جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام